Have a happy and safe Halloween, because you know it is Halloween out there, and you never know who might be around the corner in the shadows. Mama. Thanks for joining me for this video, Board Game Maniacs. This is Octoberween. I know. The last time we had Octoberween was last year, obviously, but I usually have like 4 videos based specifically for Octoberween, but this one video was just for all of Octoberween for this year because unfortunately, I just don't have it in me to record all of them videos for Octoberween. I'm trying as hard as I can to keep up with the channel, and so far I'm doing an okay job. So thanks to everybody who's been supporting me and everything else, and the viewers and the subscribers, and thank you very much for that, because all of your comments and views and everything helps me out a lot in our Board Game Maniacs channel. So anyhow, this is a different one. I apologize. It's nothing to do with board games per se. So because of that, I was kind of in a mood to do something that I've done for over 20 years of my work history, and that is working in the film industry. And in the film industry, did many different jobs. But the one job that one of the one jobs that I really enjoyed the most was doing like special effects and makeup and monster creation and so forth. So that's what we're doing for this video. I'm going to do a rehaul of this mask right here that you see in front of you, or see beside me, I should say. It's for Michael Myers. I bought this off Amazon for $25. I was watching videos and I seen people doing all these rehauls for all the different masks and everything that comes out. So I figured I'm going to give it a try, but I'm going to challenge myself even further. So usually a lot of people do like rehauls of Trick or Treat Studios masks because they have the official mold, the movie mold and what have you, and then they sell the copies of it and that. But I want to challenge myself even further. I looked on Amazon, and my wife Shelly looked on Amazon. We found a Halloween mask that was for Halloween Kills, and it was only $25. That was the limit of my challenge. It was between $25 and $30 of what I would be able to spend. So we spent $25, and I got the mask, picked the mask, and I wanted to do an overhaul. And you can see behind me the overhaul, or the rehaul of this, to make it look more closer to the Halloween Kills film adaptation. Now, this, I really like the sculpt of this, so that's why I picked it. It was kind of like one of the closest. It isn't Trick or Treat Studios, because you wouldn't get a Trick or Treat Studios mask for $25. No way. Because here in Canada, if I can go to like Spirit Halloween or other Halloween stores, and I'll spend like about 80 bucks Canadian on the mask. This one, $25, that's it. And I thought it turned out really well for what I did, and I recorded the whole process, but the process was just still pictures, it wasn't recording, and I just voiced over it. So I hope you enjoy that. Also, you can see behind me is this here. This is Michael Myers. Well, it's not Michael Myers. It's my own idea of the Shape. Michael Myers was originally called the Shape in the first Halloween movie. So I took the Shape, and what I did is I took all the Halloween movies that I liked the best, and I picked all the parts of the mask that I liked the most, and I combined it together, and I did a full sculpt from start to finish, like starting off from scratch, as opposed to this was already done up. I just had all I did was this rehaul where I painted it all. Like I cleaned all the paint off, repainted it from scratch for just paint. But this one was from scratch from a blob of clay. Let me know if you'd be interested in seeing the process of this, because I did record it. And if you really enjoy these kind of videos, you want to see the process of this from sculpting to molding and painting, and also the coveralls too as well. By all means, just comment below. If I get enough comments, I'll definitely release a video for this guy here. The Shape, or the dark crispy Shape, whatever you want to call it. Because again, it's not Michael Myers. It's my version of everything conglomerate it together and with my little style onto it. So anyhow, so we're going to go to the video now where this mask, I didn't sculpt it, but it was an awesome job sculpting. Had a couple of things wrong with the sculpt, but this, for the amount of money, the $25, I found this was the closest. I'm going to try to remember or see if I can find the link of where I got this. So if you want to duplicate what I did, you can certainly do that, because again, I really like the look of this mask and how it turns out. I kind of got little horror lighting going on here, so you're not going to be able to see this, all the detail in this kind of lighting, but you will certainly be able to see it in the video. So stay tuned for that. You can see here, this is the mask in all its glory that I bought off of Amazon. If I have the link still, I will provide it in the description down below. And you can see here from the head on that the mask, it looks a little washed out because I did strip off the gloss, but that wasn't on camera. And what I used for stripping it off was just some naphtha, or you can see kind of in the background there to the left is like the Coleman, it's Camp Fuel, which is got napped into it, and that's what I did to strip the paint onto it. And you can see with the other angle of where it didn't really strip much of the paint, I have to be honest. All it did was just clean a little bit of the brown off and the yellow off and the black off, but it wasn't a lot of yellow like the Trick or Treat Studio, where you see they have a lot of painted yellow on the mask, but you can see there the side angle. And the sculpt is pretty good, but I want to talk a little bit about the sculpt too as well on this side, specifically the bottom of the lip. Now, in Halloween Kills, the mask is the lip is burnt on the side, and it kind of reminds me like you had a cold sore. So we're going to change that little part in the future in this video, or that you'll be able to see there as we go along into it. I'm just struggling over words, sorry. And you can see too as well on the profile shot here where he gets shot with the bullet, like it grazed him. That was the only other thing in the sculpt that I did not like that much, and that was simply that when they sculpted it, treated it like it was actual skin, where it erupted, kind of swole, erupted from getting skimmed with a bullet. So, but where this is an actual latex mask, it would not have done that. I would think it would not have done that anyhow, and it reflects also in the movie, The Mask. I don't think it has them ridges too as well, where it gets shot on the cheek line. But other than that, I think the sculpt was really good. And again, I had the budget of like $25 or under, and this was the mask that cost the most, so as in hit the top of the budget. Also too as well is it was the one that I thought was the closest resemblance, but we all know that when you do get stuff from online, sometimes what you get is not exactly what it shows in the picture. So anyhow, you can see here is all I did with this is I just taped off the hair with a shower cap and some painter's tape all around it and so forth, and then I just took out some Monster Maker's white airbrush mask paint and Monster Maker's black airbrush mask paint. And what I did is just a little tiny drop into a ratio. If I had to give one of white, would be kind of like I'd say 8 to 1 would probably be 8 parts white to 1 part black, and even that's going to be a little too dark, because you want to try to keep that white into it that's well known throughout all the movies if it's a specific type of white. But anyhow, I airbrushed the whole thing and so forth, and you can see there, zoomed in now, we're going to deal with that lip. Now with that lip, what I did is I just built up layers of cotton and latex. Pretty simple. So like cotton balls separated and some latex, and then dried it in between each layer using heat gun. It's a yellowish tone. You may ask, why did you want to do it before you put the or after you put on the base of the white? The reason why is because I know the paint was going to stick anyhow, because nothing sticks better to latex except for latex. So it's a latex mask paint base, latex over top of it. It's just going to stick really well And as you see, as we progress through into the next shot, when I was talking about the lip part specifically, is with the cotton latex, just building up layers, and then you can sculpt it by pushing it in just very, very, very gently, and creating indents and so forth, then another of latex over it, dry it, and then rinse and repeat until you get that desired look. And you can do that everywhere you want it. Another part of the mask that it did not have was onto the right bottom neck part. They were none onto from where it was burnt. So, but I didn't do that because I just left it. I wanted to do as little as possible in the preparation of this, but I thought it was important just to do the lip part because it's very, very head-on into your, as soon as you look at it on a profile shot or a head-on shot, again, it's just bang on in your face. And every time I see that mask in the movies, I just think automatically, oh, that's a really bad cold sore. So that's exactly the way that I treat it, was like a cold sore. I know. Anyhow, gross. But I use a very bright yellow Monster Maker's paint. It's the Monster Maker's mask paint. It's just their yellow brand. And I just sprayed it through the airbrush, as you can see there. And after that, I just darken it with 2 drops of brown to probably about 6 drops of yellow. And the brown that I got it from was from the Monster Makers as well. This is all Monster Makers paint that I'm using so far. And so I gradually just increase the color of brown into the mixture of yellow for each layer. And as it progresses, you can see here, it's starting to get darker. Again, it's getting more of like that older latex that's been sitting for a while. Believe me, I have some masks that I forgot about, and the latex been sitting, and the colors it turn is, yeah, sometimes it's really weird. So moving along here, you can see too as well with this one, you can really, really, really see where I got worked down all the way to the mixtures, roughly about, I would say, 3 parts yellow to 2 parts brown. Like, again, it's very, very close for the mixture. And after I did that, I didn't like the color the way it turned out, so I decided just to paint it all black again and start from scratch. I do this a lot, so just sorry about this, guys. But I wanted to show you my trials and tribulations and all the work that can be done and is done behind the scenes to get what you want. And I'm just joking. I purposely did this. This is just like a dollar store black acrylic paint that is diluted, probably like 1 part paint to 3 parts water. And I just completely covered over the entire thing with the black acrylic paint. And the reason why it seeps in all the little nice crevices from the sculpt, because again, this sculpt was probably the best sculpt I've seen for the amount of money, for the $25 that I spent on. That's in Canadian currency too as well. And after that, I didn't let it dry. I just put on, you can see too as well that when we go to the next one, you can see there's a darker tone to it now. And I didn't do anything with the lighting. These are all the exact same lights, no filters, no nothing for any of these photos. Everything was just the same. So this here, like I said, with the black wash, I just wiped it off to give it kind of like a grayish tinge to the white, under the base white, and also to help cover up that yellow and brown. So I'm thinking it's looking really well, and I like it a lot. You can see there, it's on the other side now. That is not a shadow. I'm not standing in front of my light or anything. That is the tone that I got after doing the black wash. And also too as well, you can see in this here shot, I took burnt umber and I made another wash, and I just did the whole thing like I did for the black, but this time it was the burnt umber. Now, one thing I don't show in this is that I sealed each wash layer between steps. So the first one was the black layer wash with the acrylic black paint, and then I sealed it when it was dry, and I wiped it off, and I when it got to that where it's just the black tone to it, and I wiped all the black acrylic off, and it just was left at the recesses. I sealed it with the plastic dip, and then after that I did the brown burnt umber wash with maybe 1 drop of black because I thought the burnt umber was just a little too bright. So 1 drop. I forgot that I did that until now, so just please remember that it's 1 drop of black to the burnt umber, just to give it a little bit more of a darker tone than the burnt umber brown that it is. It's very important. So you can see there, just another, no filters, no nothing, and this is just where I sopped it all in with the burnt umber wash, and then I wiped it off. Really cool effect. I like it. And again, you can see the tones. I really like it, and you can see some of the yellow, the brighter yellow onto the coleslaw part is sticking through a bit, and I liked it a lot, so I kind of left it in there. Next, I just another angle there you can see too as well, and it's just it's all coming together, and it's all picking up all them awesome details that were sculpted into the mask. I would love to say that I sculpted this, but honestly I did not. Now you can see here too as well is the Flex Seal after the last wash was done, and I just sealed it all there. You can see in this shot here that the Flex Seal, the clear translucent rubber seal, is sitting there. Now this is what I use to seal pretty much every one of my Halloween masks, because it just creates a really nice bond onto the surface. Don't create any yellowing or anything towards that line, and it's very flexible because it's called Flex Seal, and your paint job lasts forever. So I really like using that. I'm not a sponsor for Flex Seal, I'm just telling you the tools that I like using, and that is definitely one of the tools I like using. Now we're going to go on to the wig part, or for the top of the head specifically, because you can see the hairline there. And what I actually did is I used Flex Seal. You can see the other angle of the hairline there, and I sprayed Flex Seal all over the hair. Just I didn't saturate it, just gently did it. I was wearing rubber gloves and a ventilator, obviously, and when I did that, I kind of styled the hair, and the burnt side I left, making it look like it's been burnt because I kind of matted it down more. And then for the other side, I just sprayed it down and kind of brushed it back, because Michael Myers' wig is always like that hair blown look, but he's got like a coif on the top of his head, like it's really like a big puff of hair. So you can see in the other shot here that where I kind of made it go backwards, the direction with the Flex Seal. I put Flex Seal too as well on the latex under, just on the hairline, and then I pulled the mask here forward just a little bit and pushed it in place while holding it in place, holding the heat gun on low heat at a distance, just to kind of set it so it will glue to the latex mask. And once that's done, then I put it on the high heat setting, and I zapped it like really close, and it kind of created some melting of the wig, so it bonded a lot better. Plus it looks a lot more realistic, I think, as the burn and so forth. And then the other side where there's no burn, it's very like William Shatner kind of. Again, just styled it with some Flex Seal, pushed it ahead, glued it down with the heat gun and so forth on low heat so it wouldn't burn this side, and then it was kind of like just a blown back look. And you can still style his hair because of the Flex Seal onto it, and you can see the front there, like bam, that is the shape in all its glory. Now, one thing I didn't record on camera, or I take a picture of, which I thought it wasn't important, is by putting the blood onto the side where he gets shot. And all I did with that is I just mixed up some the latex paint, and I just when I say latex paint, I mixed the blood color up by using the Monster Maker's paint, and I just painted into it, and then I smeared it, and just like this, because I didn't want it to be so fresh, except if you get really close to it, then you can see the freshness is still there, like the blood is there, but the smear is not as fresh. And there you go on the other side for the burn mark, the burns. I'm really happy how these burns turned out, because again, I pretty much just did everything in reverse that you usually do when you're painting miniatures. Now again, this is a board game channel where I paint miniatures and that, but I wanted everybody just to see a little bit, especially where this is Halloween. Not the mask, but not just the mask, but I'm like, this is Halloween.
And I wanted to show what else is involved and what stuff that I like to do to try to keep me a little sane. And in either case, you can see here, like with the miniatures, you would do your dark colors and then you would dry brush on top with the light colors. But to create this burn, I did all of the light colors underneath, like you've seen with the airbrush. And I airbrushed like the yellow parts and then going on with the browns and so forth. And now all I did is I took black, the Monster Maker's black latex, and I dry brushed. It's really hard because every once in a while you got to stop and the latex starts solidifying and you're going to get like all these little stubbies and little rolled up pieces of rubber that are stuck to it. So you got to be really careful. And if you're going to dry brush that, just you're going to want to throw your brushes away when you're done because it's going to ruin your brush. So just be aware of that. I just used the cheap chip brushes and just chucked them away when I was done. And you can see there's a closer shot of where it looks more wet on the inside and it's smeared from the gunshot. And that, again, that was one of the only things I didn't, one of a few of the things that I didn't like about the mask, but it was the closest for the amount of money that was spent to challenge myself to see if I can get one that looks a little better. And I'm very pleased with what it is. And there's another back shot of the mask where I did all the styling with the Flex Seal and then kind of dry brushed the black rubber paint over top of the hair too as well in spots you can see. So gives it like that age look, because it is like a 40-year-old mask after a while that's just got kind of burnt up in a house fire. And the Halloween hair, the synthetic hair, even it don't have to be on fire, but even close enough to heat and it's going to start reacting and it's going to start looking very wiry and spindly like that. So anyhow, that is it for the mask of creating this inexpensive Amazon mask for $25 challenge that I wanted to challenge myself for Halloween. Again, I apologize, it's not a board game. It's not about board games per se, but it's still a maniac thing because this is what I've done for 20 some years. I worked in the film industry, not just creating masks, but I mean like prosthetics, monsters, all sorts of things, and going up to director of photography and directing and so forth, and later on in my career. But anyhow, that's a different story. Well, there you have it, Board Game Maniacs. I hope you enjoyed that little kind of insight into what I used to do, and I still do it. I just don't do it full-time in the film industry anymore. You know, I do get some people contacting me to create productions of stuff, or actually create stuff for productions, I should say, like horror movies, independent horror movies and so forth. Not a lot anymore, not that like I used to. But I hope you enjoyed this. And comment below and let me know what you thought, if you'd like to see more of this, or if maybe, you know, like, this is a board game channel, why the hell would you put this on? I just wanted to put something different on for Halloween because, again, Halloween's my time. And I'm talking, what I want to say is just remind everybody, I didn't do the video yet. I was going to do that video for the contest giveaway on October 31st. But where this is October 31st, I figured this would be a little bit more fitting for it. So we're not releasing, well, to be honest, I never played it yet. And that is the giveaway for none other than the mask here that also I created. And I'm giving this away for free on the channel. But what you have to do is, number one, be a subscriber to Board Game Maniacs on YouTube. And on top of that, I'm going to be releasing a video where I created a scenario using Marvel Crisis Protocol rules, along with the help of ChatGPT for the AI part. And we created a Marvel Crisis Protocol Ultimate Encounter where you have to fight none other than the big man himself, Jason. Whoa. No, you're really big too as well. You're a big man. Yeah, the two of you. I don't want to get ganged up here, okay? Jeez, just let me finish. Anyhow, look out for this because there's going to be a code that you have to enter, and you'll also have to be subscribed to the channel. That's it, and you could win yourself this here mask. So maybe in the future you may see us giving away one of these guys too as well. Who knows? But comment below, let us know about what you thought about this video.
And be honest, if you think like, why the hell are you putting it in a Board Game Maniacs channel? It's got nothing to do with board games. I do understand. Oh, I hit my mic. I do understand. Also, this here kind of does do board games for this scenario, and maybe, just maybe, I have a scenario already created for Big Mike back here to play too as well. Who knows? But we'll have to see that. So until next time, be a maniac. Happy Halloween. Have a safe and happy Halloween. Watch out for all the little critters running around, the monsters, the ghouls, and everything, and be a maniac. See you in the flip side. Bye-bye.
Hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to keep up to date with Board Game Maniacs, click on the like and subscribe button to be notified when more videos come available. If you want to become an official sponsor of Board Game Maniacs, go to patreon.com/BoardGameManiacs. Or you can go to streamlabs.com/BoardGameManiacs1. That's right, and you can donate to help keep the lights on, keep food in our bellies, and play more games. We'll purchase more games, more equipment to make Board Game Maniacs evolve and get bigger and larger because of you, the viewers. I thank you from the bottom of my toes to the top of my head for all of your support. And until next time, Board Game Maniacs, be a maniac.